do your thing and chat with everybody for a bit. And then I'll talk about a few things today. And then Michelle, you can go if you'd like as well.
All right, I'm going to try to keep it to 5 minutes. So 10 minutes from now, make me stop. All right.
Okay.
All right. First of all, everybody say aloha to Lisa. Ready? Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha.
Right. That's a great way to start a morning, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, so last week, some of you were talking about your customer service calls, actually your lead gen calls, right? And somebody brought up, it's really kind of hard to fit those calls in 3 minutes. And so Michelle gave you a script and a routine that's tried and tested from Bold. I call it the "This is a business call." And it goes something like, good morning. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing? Michelle's going to say,
I'm doing great, Lee.
Thank you. Good job there. Hey, this is a business call, so I want to stick to business, but we can catch up on this stuff a little bit later. And then you go ahead with your business and you get through your call in a timely fashion. And there's also the recommendation that you get one of those 3-minute egg timers, if they still make those. I think you can get them on Amazon. And you can flip that over and watch that. And that kind of helps you manage your time, right? Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
So a different approach, because we practice ninja selling, is what we call our 5-step call process. And one of the things that we do is, first of all, well, a little bit about Ninja. First of all, Ninja is focused on the customer. So the first thing that I want to get my mindset in is this is about my client. It's not about me. It's about the client. It's not about me. And then the 2 things that I always think of when I'm starting a conversation is I want to add value and build trust. So add value, build trust. And then the way we teach it is you're not making a lead gen call, you're making a customer service call. Everybody wants to give great customer service. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Anybody that doesn't want to give great customer service, raise your hand. Okay. So it's going to be a customer service call. And we're going to use Ford in the call. And so the call is going to go something like this. One ringy dingy. I'm calling Michelle.
Good morning, Lee. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you this morning?
I'm great.
Hey, do I have you at a bad time?
No, I'm just having my morning cup of coffee.
Great. All right, so just right there, that's step 1. And most of our instruction will say, do you have a few minutes? Do I have you at a good time? There's a book called Never Split the Difference. And in that book, the author says, ask the person, do I have you at a bad time? That way, if you actually do, sometimes people want to be courteous and they'll try to talk to you while they're teaching a class or something. But it lets them feel like they have some power. And it also lets you reset to another time when they are going to have a good time, because they're not going to be listening to you anyway. So Michelle has said, now's a good time. So now we introduce Ford. Hey, Michelle, I was just going through Facebook and I saw that your daughter just graduated from college. That's great. How do you feel about that?
Happy that effort is finally over.
Great. Congratulations. Okay, so that was step 2, Ford. Step 3, the reason I'm calling today is, and then you fill in the blank, whatever the reason is that you're calling. A lead generation call, customer service from the standpoint that you're following up on a contract. You get through that piece of business. Now you're back to Ford. And for my on-island clients, I usually say something like, hey, Michelle, do you guys have any big trips planned this year?
Not this year, Lee. It's been very challenging.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, but this year we're gonna have great recoveries, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and that was step 4. That was also Ford, and then we just wrap up the call naturally. Hey, I'll see you soon. We'll talk in a week. Whatever your normal wrap up would be at that point. And just to add to this, If you get voicemail, you can follow that same greeting, forward, purpose of the call, forward, and wrap up. So you can leave a message that would encourage somebody to give you a call back. Okay, I think I did that in less than 5 minutes, right?
Question.
Yes.
For our agents, when you are leaving a voicemail message, do you tell them the purpose of your call?
Yes.
Or do you just leave your name and number?
No, I give them the purpose of the call. I'm different than some people. I like a detailed message. When somebody calls me, I like a detailed message. That way, when I call back, I don't have to try to figure out why I'm calling back. I know, I'm prepared, I'm ready. Same thing with my client. If they may not need to call me back. If I'm getting the information to them that they need, they may call back, they may not need to. But yes, I do give them the business purpose of my call.
Awesome. That was great, Lee. Yeah, and Lee's team is a rock star at this. I mean, they live by this. And if you want more details about ninja selling, which is really what their team follows a lot of, coincidentally, Don Harris is teaching a ninja selling class right now. And so he goes through all this stuff. So if you're not sure what forward is, or you haven't used it yet as a system to have a conversation, which Lee's putting in the chat box, so that's great. It's really good. I mean, you guys, Lee, are probably the best at, in terms of what I've seen in creating, as far as really creating relationships and making it, but systemizing it, so
Right.
Like not just being the great agent you are and the great person you are and connecting, which a lot of people do really well. You take that and you do systemize it and you kind of wrap it in a bow and are able to duplicate that and make it work for you and convert transactions because of it. So it's a really great way of doing things that has a bit of a softer touch, although it's still very purposeful about making the business happen. And I think that's what everybody's really looking to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you. Does anybody have any other questions for Lee?
Always.
And then Lee, are you jump in and teach some of, you're doing some of the Ignite, or are you still doing your open house training? Because I know you do open house training, and then do you do anything else for Ignite right now?
We did Ignite yesterday, right?
Fabulous.
Right, Andy?
It was fabulous.
Oh,
it was
good.
fantastic. So helpful.
Awesome. Great. Okay,
Jason,
perfect.
Sam has her hand raised.
I had one thing to add to that.
Yes, Sam, hi.
I get
Oh,
Uh-oh. Reception. Wait, you're frozen. She gets something. Who wants to guess what she gets? Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to you, Sam. Oh, there, I think you're back again. Sam? No, maybe not. Okay. All right. Well, so we'll go on for a minute. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about. Michelle, do you have anything you would like to cover today before I move on to a couple of the topics?
The floor is yours. We are just so grateful to have you back, and welcome home.
Thank you. Okay, so a few things that I want to talk about, a couple of housekeeping items. One is, I know you guys have started the training, and I want to make sure that those of you who have not been involved in that you get with Latasha, your tech wizards, Latasha and Robert, regarding the switch over from green sheets to just using the commissions button in command. So the awesome thing is we're no longer using green sheets. Those of you who are new, you may not even know what I'm talking about, and lucky you, because you don't have to even deal with green sheets coming in, which has always been a little bit of a headache for our agents and getting those done for Shelby to be able to do the disbursement authorization forms for escrow. So now just make sure you get with Latasha and Robert if you haven't gone through how to use the commissions button in command. It's basically part of, I think it's part of the how to get paid class now, is it? Marianne, are you also talking about that and how to get paid in command now, the commission button?
Now that it's official, we'll start doing that. We didn't want to do it before it started
Middle of
rolling
February.
out. So
Okay.
now we will, yes.
Perfect. So yeah, it makes it a lot easier. It's just, you're already working in Command with your documents. So it will pull over, you're going to have to input some information, but it will pull over some information. So we're excited about that to streamline the process for you guys even more. Although a lot of you were great at getting your green sheets done, especially those of you who have transaction coordinators. And if you have a transaction coordinator, make sure they get with Latasha and or Robert and, you know, or take the class so that they know how to use the commissions. And once they do it once, it'll be really easy.
Lisa,
The
can
other,
I add one thing?
yes, Latasha.
We have another live training today. So 10:30 to 11:30 for those students in Ignite that had some time schedule issues. And then we have another one during family reunion, 10:30 to 11:30 to also account for Ignite students. So this Wednesday and next Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30 live training.
Okay. I am going to give you a little bit of, I'm going to give a little bit of a conflict with today's training just in a minute, because we do have an all region team meeting today. So I'm going to talk about that. However, they could be with you the first half hour or, you know, watch, I know the recorded version, plus you'll continue to have those. Thank you though for that. Couple other things. This was brought up. Sometimes you guys bring up some great things on the Facebook page, and it makes me think about information that we need to do a better job in getting out to you guys. One of those things that came up is somebody was asking about, I think they were asking about shadowing somebody, or it might have been, well, one was in regard to open houses that people were talking about. So be sure, and I had mentioned getting with your coach if you're in the coaching program. Most of you who are doing opens are in coaching, not everybody, although a lot of you are. So get with your coach if you're looking for opens to work. And I say work opens rather than sitting opens because you are working and it keeps your mind focused in the right place. So get with your coaches, and your coaches can help you get in touch with the people that may be available for you to do opens. You can also post on our private Facebook group when you're looking for opens to work, and you do want to go to Lee's open house training so that you have all of the information you need to do a really effective open house. So make sure that you talk to your coaches and how to reach out to some of our agents who might have opens, and then get to know them, introduce yourself. You can look up who has listings in our office and call them and, you know, let them know that you're with us and that you're looking for opportunity. And that's a great way to connect with agents who have listings. The other thing was in regard to shadowing. So if you guys want to shadow somebody, maybe on a listing presentation, and I don't know how much you talk about this in coaching, or on a day or on a caravan or whatever it is that you might want to do to see how people work in action. There are times that is appropriate to do, and people, if they know that that's something you're interested in, you can go with them. One person would be your coach if your coach is going on any presentations. The other person would be either an Agent Leadership Council member. So if you don't know who that is, reach out to your coach or Cheryl or me, and you can get the list of the Agent Leadership Council members because they will help you and you can shadow them. They just have to coordinate that. And the other would be core group members. So just off the top of my head. Okay, so Lee Potts, Lee and Barbara Potts, you've got Dean Otto, you've got, and on our ALC, well, Kaylee Beck, who's in Hilo. Who else? Who am I forgetting? I don't have the list in front of me. We have Don Harris,
Randy Antonio, Joyce Mitchell-Minar.
Thank you, Joyce. Celeste Molena.
Jonathan Udis.
Thank you. So those are some of the people that you can reach out to and say, hey, I'm very interested in seeing, or how they do their listing presentation, or getting together with them and picking their brain for an hour, or taking them to lunch or something like that. So I'm offering them for help, and they're welcome. Okay. So and then the other two things I want to talk about today are, we do have, as a reminder, all region team meetings now once a month. And that happens to be today at 11 a.m. our time. And it is in the calendar. And I can put the link, let me just put the link to register in the chat box too, so that you guys can register for that. Now, what's cool about this, which by the way, they've only done 2 of these previously, and I was fortunate enough to speak on the first one, and they maxed out at 500 people. They didn't think they needed more than 500, which I wish they would have consulted with me, because I would have told them that they did, since our region is so big with Northern California and Hawaii. Anyway, so they increased it up to 1,000 seats, and they had another meeting. And then today's meeting, there is a guest speaker, which is Joey DiBenedetto, who is a phenomenal team leader. He is one of the best. I'm biased. I'm going to say, he and I are the best team leaders in our entire region. He's amazing. And he's speaking today, and he's a team leader for Palo Alto and Cupertino. And then you also hear from top agents in the region. So what they do is they'll interview top agents. Like they had interviewed an agent who had closed 100 million last year, and they ask them what it is that they're doing, and they share really great nuggets. So it's a really great opportunity to hear from top agents in the region. You can also mastermind. You get to see some of the faces that you don't get to see in our region, like, oh, this is a great agent in, Silicon Valley or in San Francisco or Sacramento. And it gives you that chance to see them and to kind of meet them and to network with them and to continue a relationship afterwards. And so referral partners, and that's one of the reasons that they did it. The other really amazing thing that you're going to get to do today, if you're on, is you're going to meet our new regional director, which is Karen Prahl, which I posted on Facebook if you didn't see the announcement. So Karen Prahl, I met her in my first family reunion. No, it was my second family reunion 5 years ago. We were on a panel together. I was on a panel with this gal, Karen, and she is phenomenal. And she has grown her offices in Chicago. So she's an operating principal in Chicago, and she's also a co-owner of this entire region in Chicago, and it's like 7 offices. And she's hilarious. She's a funny person, and she's super smart, and she is motivated to help you guys do anything that you want in your business. And she's such an incredible resource. So and she has such a proven track record. So we're really, really lucky to have her as our new regional director. So you can meet her today as well. Again, that's 11 o'clock. I put the link in there. It's once a month. Put it on your calendar and just be sure to be there. It's an opportunity we haven't had before. Okay, are you convinced that you need to go to an all region team meeting?
Yes.
My job is done. Okay, great. So the next thing that I want to talk about, which probably isn't surprising, is something that starts the biggest event of the year, which starts next week, which is what, everybody?
Woohoo! Family reunion.
Family reunion starts next week. So I had posted on our Facebook group, and those of you who are not on that, I'm going to also post it here. What are the can't miss sessions in family reunion? If you have not registered for family reunion, you want to register for it. And by the way, I believe I went on the website today and it said 2 more days until the price goes up. So go to, and I'll post that in here. I'm going to post the do not miss sessions in the chat box. So these are one. Yes.
This Aisha, I'm sorry, the do not miss sessions is very, very important. And unfortunately, I could only take your call this morning, on the phone. Would you be so kind to email it also? It's so important.
Yeah, so yes, we can do that. So Cheryl, if you can send out an email, and we could do that anyway as a reminder to let people know that, to remind people that they have a couple days before the price goes up for family reunion. Stacy, do you have any group tickets left?
today is the last day for the bundle pricing because we've been holding back the registrations to reach 15 every time. So we've been able to submit 3 times. This is going to be the 3rd time. So we have about a good amount of our office. We'd like more though. But today would be the last day, so let me know.
So you're saying if they tell you today, they can get even the discounted, not just the regular discounted, but they can get like another $20 off or something on their
It's
ticket?
$80 if you register today. And I'll give a time date
Which
on
I
that
think
because
is
Shelby has to be it.
$30 less than the discounted ticket. So you actually have like a $30 savings or $29 savings by doing it through Stacy today, or you can go online to, I just posted it, familyreunion.kw.com. Now let's talk about what's important about going to family reunion. Lee, I see that you're off camera. Are you still around? I'm gonna put him on the spot again, if he's available to talk about the benefits of family reunion.
Talking to me?
Yeah, Lee, can you just share? We're talking about family reunion. And since you've attended, I would like for you to share why it's important, what is important about attending family reunion to everybody, and what may be something that you took away and got from it and utilized in your business.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is always Gary's market update. It's such a great recap. It lets you know what else is going on in the industry. We're out here on an island. We don't always know what's going on everywhere. And also the direction that he has envisioned for the company. And in my years, I mean, I've been doing this for a decade and a half. It seems like Gary always has a vision that's 2 or 3 years out. And you can kind of see where it's going and you can focus on what you're doing today. You know, other than that, there are a ton of workshops. So anything that you're interested in learning, family reunion is just this huge menu of just about anything that you'd like to dive into. And so whenever we go live, I mean, the sessions are packed and you can go all day, every day into the evening. There's just a ton of information there. And I do like the live ones so you can meet people and collect information and get referrals going back and forth. But I think you can leverage that a little bit online as well, especially if you focus in on parts of the country where you've got connections or other resort areas or anything like that. So we'll be attending, even though it's at some ungodly hour of the morning.
You know what? It's not as bad as it was as Mega Camp. It's not as early,
that's
actually.
true.
The earliest session, I think, for me starts at like 6:30 in the morning, which isn't, you know, like 4:30, which is what I think it was last time. So I did plea that they make things a little bit later. So let's just say they listen to me. And then they will record some of the sessions, not all, is my understanding. So just be sure that if you are missing something, that it is one that is going to be available. Most of the general sessions are, at least for a period of time after, although if you can attend those, as many as possible live, like the ones that I said, don't miss. And then go to the breakouts. The agenda is already up. It's also on the website, so you can pick in advance the breakout sessions that you want to attend if you go to the agenda. And then I wanted to give you a really cool note that I saw that somebody posted about how she prepares for family reunion. This was an agent, and she asks herself what she wants to learn and take away. So some of it, you don't know what you're going to learn. You don't know what you're going to take away. And she puts it in various categories. So one of the things she does is she says, okay, what kind of experience do I want to have? You know what? I'm just going to post this entire thing for you so you can see it as an example. It's long, although you'll get the idea and you can do your own list from it. So, so she asked the question, what am I most looking forward to and what do I want to learn? And she categorizes it. Let me just post this for you. Oh, funny, it won't let me. That is like too long for the chat box. Okay, I'm just going to post part of it so you'll see. So I just posted in the chat box. I'm going to kind of show you. So what are you most looking forward to? So then she has it categorized experience. So one of the things These are the things she wants to learn. A separate login for virtual assistant and ISA as a single agent. She wants to do some training on Command Mobile. She wants to make creating moving opportunities, how to make opportunities and contacts easier to use with less clicks, how to create a vendor list in her app, merge duplicate contacts. So she's got very specific things that are like, these are the things I want to know. And if I can't learn these, I'm going to figure out how do I get the resource to learn that, or who do I need to talk to? So, and then there's stuff on KW Connect, artificial intelligence, email. So this is a very specific thing that she does. She also has categories on ads, smart plans, tasks. I'm going to actually put those in there. So what do you want to learn? I don't know why my voice is going, you guys, by the way. I have no idea what's happening, but it might be gone by the end of this meeting. Okay. So figure out what you want to learn, look at the breakout sessions, and then just be purposeful about it is the point there. Okay. And any questions about family reunion or logistics around that?
Baron has her hand up. Lisa.
Baron. Yes.
Sorry, that was from like way before. No questions about that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Latasha, tell me if that happens, if I miss it. Okay, anything else? Who's registered? Sweet. Okay. Who needs to get in touch with Stacy today? Anybody on the call that needs to get in touch with Stacy today about tickets? Okay.
Lisa, Tammy Sue had a question in the chat.
Tammy, what is your question? I probably missed it. Separate question. Is that this one? Yeah. What is the best practice for buyers that are off island when the residential property closes? What happens with the transfer keys? Are we allowed to accept them on behalf of our buyer client? And then do we hold them until they arrive? What's the reliability around this? I'm going to let a broker answer that. Michelle or Marion or Keone or Andy.
What was the question? Can we accept keys from the other agent?
Yeah, Tammy's asking when a buyer closes and they're off island, can we take the keys and hold them for the client? Is there any liability around doing that?
Yes, you can accept the keys from the other agent, or if you're the listing agent, and have a process in place to manage and track that. So I suggest people put a disposable key tag on it and category, put something on it. Don't put the unit number or the address on that key tag, but maybe have a corresponding list that you can cross-reference. Key tag 1 is this property, key tag 2 is this property, but absolutely you can accept the keys. You can also put them right away into a lockbox on the property. So if your client's arriving in a few days, you can also send them certified mail, return receipt requested, all options.
Okay.
Also, if you
Awesome.
go into the unit, let the owners know that you're going in there. If you're, tidying up or something before they come into town or whatever, get their okay for that.
Yeah, don't go use the swimming pool or go stay the weekend at their vacation rental without them knowing.
What? Shh. Okay. Okay, I'm looking to see if I had a couple other notes real quick. Let me just go through that. We talked about that. Okay. Oh, I saw Dick Dillingham post on Facebook. I mentioned him to you guys before. If you don't follow him on Facebook, he posts these positive thoughts for the day, which are really great. And one of them, I think it was yesterday, it said, your life is as good as your mindset. And I loved that. Okay. Fannie Mae. Oh, I saw something about, and maybe you guys know more about this because I haven't really been paying too much attention. I had heard or read, I think I read it somewhere in an article that Fannie Mae has new, or maybe it was one of our agents that ran into an issue with it. Has anybody run into an issue with Fannie Mae's new underwriting guidelines that are COVID specific? There is actually a form that I saw that was specific to new underwriting guidelines based on COVID. And it was specifically for self-employed borrowers that they were requesting documentation that wasn't normally requested, specific to self-employed borrowers. Has anybody run into that yet? Or has seen that sheet that I'm talking about, Fannie Mae's new guidelines? Okay, so we may want to look that up, Michelle, and then send it out to everybody. We could send it in the same email we send the family reunion stuff, or, you know, if we're going to send out an email, there is a sheet. I saw it somewhere online that maybe I might be able to find it. I'll look for it after this and see where I found it, and then I can send it to you, just so you guys know, though, this is good information to know if you're working with self-employed clients, buyers that are going to need to qualify for a loan. They need to be aware of the new added underwriting guidelines. And if somebody wants to search it and find it while we're on here and then post it, that would be fine too. We've got a couple more minutes. Okay, last thing, Steve Chandler. Has anybody heard of Steve Chandler? He's an author. He wrote some books. Has anybody read any Steve Chandler books? No? Okay. One of the books that he wrote was 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. So if you have challenges motivating yourself, that might be a good book for you to look up. So this was just a quote that I saw from him, from one of his books, that I liked. And of course, it made me think about what we do every day in real estate. And he says, all business occurs inside of a conversation. All business occurs inside of a conversation. No business occurs outside of a conversation. If you can see this, you will have your primary purpose today to be inside of a conversation instead of pacing around, checking your email 50 times a day, handling family calls, writing a blog, wondering if you should write a book, going on social media, networking, trying some marketing. All those things we do that don't get us clients. So all business occurs inside of a conversation. That's what we do. That's what we need to do every day, whatever that looks like for you. Anybody have a success story around? Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Cheryl. So I do want to share with you also some new and exciting news, and then I'll let you guys share any success stories from the last week. So most of you know and love Andy Bemrose, who has been an incredible and wonderful broker for us in Kona. And Andy is officially moving into, I mean, it's basically the team leader role in Kona. So Andy is the new leader in Kona. Dan is still there. Dan is still working, and he's helping and working alongside with Andy, although he is going to be increasingly busier. He had the opportunity to do an incredible luxury project over there. So he is going to be very busy with that luxury project, which is a wonderful thing for him and for Chris, who's also working on it, and for all of our agents in that office. And we're super, super excited to have Andy, and we're grateful and thankful, Andy, to you for stepping up and taking on more of that leadership role in that office. So you're amazing and wonderful, and we're so happy to have you even doing more with us.
Thank you, Lisa.
Congratulations.
Lisa definitely exaggerated, and it's assistant team leader, and I'm not letting Dan go.
Yeah, okay. It's assistant team leader officially, yes. So yeah, Dan is still the team leader for all intents and purposes, and he is available. And it will also be working on the project. So it'll be fun. And we can, you know what, we're amazing people, and there's so many things that we can do, and it's all it's all intertwined and related. So thank you for correcting me on
But
that.
Dan has already taken his bucket and dumped it, so.
He's already what?
Taken his bucket and dumped it on my head.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
Right. And you and I haven't really had a chance to. So Andy and I are gonna start getting together regularly, and we're gonna be working, and she's gonna be working with the team, with all of us in leadership. So with Dan and with Stacy and I and Rochelle. So we'll all be working together in that capacity. So if you need something, I mean, Andy, you can kind of let us know the chain of command or how we're going to be doing that as it unfolds and as we work with the executive team and with the agents there. But yeah, Dan's not going anywhere. Okay. So give me a couple success stories from last week. What did you guys do in terms of having conversations? It can be around that, what we talked about. It can be a small success. We want to celebrate our wins. So let's celebrate a couple wins.
I would like to share something real quickly. Oh, hang on.
Yes, Nicole.
I think I'm on audio twice. Hang on.
Nope. Just on the computer. Yep.
All right, hang on. Okay, so here's the scenario. I always get this conversation, and it happens every time with the new agents. They'll go, I had a conversation and somebody wants to buy or sell real estate. And they're shocked. Like, we keep telling them to have these conversations, but there's this shock in there. Like, we tell you this for a reason, you guys. It actually works. But I get this from so many agents. So this happened last week from one agent. I was like, yeah, that's why we tell you to do that. They were like, I don't know what they think. Like, we're not telling the truth, but it happens. Like, you just have conversations and you realize people are interested in doing business with you. So it's 100% true.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why we tell people to do this.
It's building a habit too, right? Like, I remember, I can't tell you, I mean, for the newer agents, and maybe some of the seasoned agents can chime in, there really wasn't a switch that flipped at one point where then it became natural. I can tell you though, through the process of doing, it just becomes who you are. And it doesn't turn into like a task or a chore or I mean, it's always purposeful, like, this is what I'm doing. It just really just becomes who you are. And the more you do it and the quicker you get to that point, I don't know how to explain it. And I can't tell you when it happened. It just happened over time of having those conversations and just making it part of where then people, you're not seen anymore as like, I'm a person and I'm a realtor separate from this person. Like, you just are a person that is a real estate expert that like does it. It's part of your life. It's who you are. And people talk about it with you, like, because you know what's going on. So the more you have to create a habit out of it. And then that habit just becomes who you are, if that makes sense. So, and then I get that it feels mechanical at first. It really does. So it's a process and keep it up. Yeah, definitely with what Nicole said. Cool. Any other success you guys want to share? Anybody want to jump in?
I can share something.
Yes, Baron.
I had my first closing last week and put another property in escrow.
Oh, great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Any words of wisdom you can share with people in terms of how this came about or the client or where they came from or?
The first client was a friend, and they were buying an investment condo. And then the second client I actually got through another friend that I'm looking for. And I will share this with you because I feel like I missed an opportunity with the friend. If people are like wishy-washy on no, they want to buy, no, they don't, people need to like be guided. So just take the initiative and, kind of take them down that road. Well, if you were looking, like, what would you be looking for? And then keep an eye out for them and then call them and be like, hey, I got this property came up, like, it'd be perfect for you. Or be like, hey, maybe I'll just set you up on an MLS search or something like that. So they can kind of get ideas. So, it was one of those things where like, no, we're not really looking. We were, but now we're not. And then I talked to the wife and set up the search and got more specifics. And that's what I learned, because I had another missed opportunity with a friend that said they weren't really looking, but maybe they were. But another agent that's also our friend with another, not KW, but he just like had asked them exactly what they were looking for and then called them and it was like, I got your property and let's go look at it. And then all of a sudden they were in escrow and making an offer. So I was like, I'm not going to miss any other opportunities from there. So that's kind of how the second one came about.
That's such a great takeaway for everybody, Baron. Thank you for sharing that. And I love the question. If you were looking, what would you be looking for? Like, fantastic. Really, really good. Stacy, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I do. I have something good. Courtney Stice's listing went into escrow.
Woo! Awesome. Congratulations.
Tell us about that, Courtney.
Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
So I listed it and it went pending within 5 days. We listed it kind of low. It was a Maui Vista and we listed it like 397,750 and I got a 411 cash offer on Sunday. So my sellers are really happy and we're doing all this process. It was very overwhelming because we hadn't even gone over listing presentations in Ignite. And so I just kind of had to jump in and figure it out without like having the training yet. But it was a great experience. It was a very good learning experience with a couple of twists and turns with like escalation clauses. But yeah, it was good. It was good. And our clients were happy and yeah.
Congratulations. And I'm hearing a takeaway from there for everybody, which is even if you're not totally prepared, take advantage of the opportunity. We'll help you and support you. I mean, that's why you have your coaches. That's why you have your brokers. So if yes, don't be afraid to jump in and dive in. So congratulations to you on doing that. This is awesome.
Yeah, I've been on the phone so much with Marianne that she called herself the other night, Courtney's help service, because I'm calling her constantly. So
yes,
yeah, I'm using my coach. I don't know what I'm doing.
Awesome, you guys. Well,
we have an incredible Ignite group this year. And I want to tell all of you guys that it's just so exciting to see you get into production. And we love working with you.
Yay. And I'm excited to see you guys. I'm going to see you on Friday, right? Right, Nicole? I'm still doing that on Friday for your Ignite.
Let me check the schedule. I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to share some, assuming that this is Friday, I'm teaching some life-changing philosophies on Friday to you guys. So that's going to be good. All right.
Lisa,
okay.
Hey, Lisa.
Yes.
I'm just curious. Did everybody see the Zillow ad at the Super Bowl? If you haven't, go look for the Zillow ad from Super Bowl. It is outrageous.
No. Okay.
Hilarious. Just hilarious.
Hilarious.
You got to see the Saturday Night Live Zillow ad.
Okay. All right.
It's
we'll go
worth
ahead.
looking for.
Play that next time. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you soon. Stacy.
Don't forget family reunion.
Yeah, family reunion.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.